This is BDevine, and of course I never know exactly how this is going to look until I get this turned on, so bear with me. I will get this organized. I broke my phone thing holder, and I've got it I got it glued on with my good old nail glue. So let's hope we don't have any issues. There we go. I want you to be able to see cards pretty well. There we go. Cool. Cool. All right, let's have a look. Oh God. Sorry everyone. All right, so happy new moon in Leo. New beginnings upon us, and yesterday was the official day, but I was so wiped yesterday. I couldn't do anything. It wouldn't have been fair on anybody. Right? Right at the moment I have a special deal on for my readings, and you can get a recorded reading from me, and you can ask 3 questions for the reading, and it comes back pretty quickly because I'm trying to stay right on top of them, so you'll get it back pretty quickly. And what else? August is going to mark a 1,000-year break in a cycle. So 1,000 years for these planets to be conjuncted together on the 1st of August. Let me see if I can get the exact planets. Okay, conjunction August 1st. We're going to talk about a lot of things today, and hopefully you're going to enjoy the messages, okay? So here we go, August 2022. It is Leo season. You may be feeling some strange things going on. Mars. Special alignment with both Mars and the North Node of Destiny, which inspires us to take action towards our fates. An eccentric full moon in the Uranus-ruled sign of Aquarius in the middle of the month, which will be, Aquarius, activates our desire for personal freedom and rebelliousness. And towards the end of the month, we usher in the Uranus retrograde. So, what do we got here? As we enter August, we get confident boost, and it gets us in touch with our star power, okay? The sun enters Virgo on August the 22nd. The vibe shifts, and we'll be more likely to act from a place of groundedness and logic. What the heck? I want to see this. A special triple combination. There it is, if I just went a little bit further. A rare triple alignment between Mars, Uranus, and the North Node, all colliding in the earthy sign of Taurus. So the conjunction between Uranus and the North Node perfects on July 31st, but Mars officially makes its connection to the 2 celestial markers on August the 1st. So with this cosmic concoction brewing, you may get flashes of insight, sudden shifts in your visions or goals, and motivation to take decisive action towards your unique destiny. What is it for you? It can prompt us to make unexpected and freeing moves. It can bring about fateful twists of events because we're dealing with Uranus in Taurus, including global finance shifts, supply chain things, climate crisis, and more. Mercury's pre-retrograde shadow. Okay. All right, so there we go. We're in for some interesting energy. So we're going to have a look at what that energy is going to bring us with the Black Moon astrology cards. Okay. I've already sort of cleared these, but I just did it a little bit more. Okay. So I just wanted to quickly go ahead and thank you all for being a part of this channel, being a part of Facebook and all the social media that I have, TikTok as well. You can find me at TikTok. And all the patrons, for your $5 per month, you do end up with a lot of money saved in readings or purchases from the crystal store, as well as you get to have Zoom connections. And we're going to have hours. I haven't told the patrons yet, but we're having hours on Monday evening. So I will be looking forward to that. And we just have a chat, or we do a healing, or we'll do whatever we're going to do. So I just want to thank everybody, because it's been really hard times for all. And there's been so many times where I've felt like I'm going to have to move on and fall victim to the grind. And of course, I don't want to do that. I want to continue doing what I'm doing. And always, every time I think that way, I quickly shut it down with how much more important all of this work is. And there's more to come, so much more to come. Okay, so bear with me. All right, so what we're doing here is figuring out our connections here, what's going on. Whoops, can I get that card in there without looking? There we go. All right, so this is the first card that we have, and this is connected with Uranus, and we just talked about that. So Uranus is going to bring about your own inner personal genius, right? And you're going to have a lot of ideas going on, but also Uranus is the planet of sudden and powerful awakenings. Sometimes these awakenings are forced upon us, right? So what do I mean when I say that? Sometimes we have such a big shock that it forces us to focus our energy on a more spiritual pursuit, or we stop what we were doing because it scared us, like almost having a car accident, or falling down in the shower or something. You start to stop taking advantage of everything, and you start looking at things a little more closely, right? So Uranus will offer you a chance to look at things in your life in a different way. Okay, what else comes of this? Yeah, so it's going to allow it to come because you're going to go through a time of being provoked. Whoops. You're going to go through a time where people are going to be poking the bear, so to speak. And sometimes this happens because of Leo in itself, the Leo energy, right? Sometimes this happens because people feel more confident in being able to say something. But don't let things get to you. Understand that if anyone is triggering you into some kind of defensive mode, you've got to ask yourself why, right? Why do you feel the need to defend yourself? What is it that might have bothered you about what was said, right? Sometimes things bother us not because they're triggering a truth. It's because it's absolutely the opposite of the truth. And that's annoying when someone accuses you of something or has some kind of viewpoint that you're behaving in a certain way and you're not. It's on them, right? So whatever is trying to provoke you, you've got to walk away from it and bring yourself into balance, right? I just want you to pay attention to these three crystals. So the first one is moonstone. This one is fluorite and this one is amazonite, right? And I'm going to ask you to focus on these crystals, which one you choose for a message later. Okay. Right. So then we move into the balance of things. So once we've started to figure out, okay, this person is really just trying to annoy the crap out of me. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to give in to it. Once we start to work this out, then we can move into our balance. And I believe that some of us are going to be tested and tested properly. Okay. Oh, just a sec. I want to put my crystal. There it is. Hello. But we do have these crystal flames. This is a clear quartz one. You can see the beautiful rainbow in there. We do have some of these at the website, rockandgems.com. So, all right, so you get brought into balance. Okay, let's keep going. Puppies are running around outside. We begin to see clearly. We begin to feel clearly or more clearly, right? We begin to acknowledge our feelings in so many ways. And we get brought a whole lot of abundance because of it. So the more that you focus yourself on where you want to be, not how you get there, not who's going to help, not where's the money coming from, just where you want to be. And you remember the words, it's already yours. It's already yours. It's already yours, says the universe. Then you bring it much closer to you, right? You bring this energy much, much, much closer to you. And I feel, or I get the feeling that many of you are sick and tired of waiting for something to get paid off or money to come in. Can you move? Can you get a new car? Can you focus? Can you adjust? Can you do what you need to do? You know, many people are going through that phase right now. And this is just saying that as long as you focus on balancing yourself and see yourself in a state of already winning, then that is exactly what happens. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to look at who's guiding us right now. Okay, so if something comes up upside down, it's totally not meant to. Okay, this is like spirit guide messages. Who's watching over us? What's going to begin in our life? First we have Diana with focused intention. When I was a little kid, I'm going to tell you this. When I was a little kid, I was always pretending I was Wonder Woman. So I'd make up all these little scenarios in my head and, you know, I'd actually go to places where there was like lots of trees and stuff, like bushes, or at the school grounds or something like that. And I would actually get my friends to call me Diana. I'd be like, it's not Rebecca, it's Diana right now. They're like, oh, sorry, Diana. So every time I see that name, I think of that. Oh my God. Anyway, so we have this focused intention going on. We have to remain very, very vigilant and strong. We have Mercury bringing the open communication. This is also Hermes. This is also Archangel Raphael. Okay. This is also Hilarion. All of the different healers over time. And it says, Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. Look at all this green. So there's definitely a flow of healing coming in through Leo season. Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Okay, so we got these overseers right now watching over us. And it's funny that Paul the Venetian comes out, because I've been thinking about making some kind of spectacular mandala and just seeing if someone wants to buy it. So we'll see. So yeah, interesting how they're all looking at us. They are all focused. They are all intent. Not one of them has a really, has a smile on their face, really. I mean, they kind of look a little bit sheepish, but they're not really smiling at us. They're all just looking forward. Isn't that interesting? But their eyes are telling us that they are definitely pleased with us as we are moving forward. We're doing the best that we can. We're doing the best we can. Okay. See now, Saint Germain and Paul the Venetian. Very similar. Very similar. Okay. Don't worry, we're going to get into some tarot. I want you to keep in mind those 3 crystals. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. We're also going to look at the Nostradamus cards, of course. Okay. Why is this making... Sorry, everyone. I keep having trouble with my music today. Okay.
I also scored in the 99th percentile on the GMAT.
Okay, so I used the Viking cards this morning. So I'm going to use them again because I do really love them. And we're just going to get an idea, now that we've had the new moon and we're still in the energy of it, what is going to come up for us? Okay. Now that we've had the new moon, what is coming up? And we have the 8 of Shields. Now, the runes are definitely a part of this particular reading, so I'm going to get my rune book out as well. And the protection symbol also. Okay, and we will get a look at these other cards in just a moment. So the 8 of Shields. Okay. Or the 8 of Coins. So now that we've had this beautiful... Now that we've had this beautiful new moon, which I was extremely tired from, we look at the Younger Futak alphabet. The runes in this pentacle suit are drawn from the Younger Futak, and it's made of 16 runes and was used between the 9th and 12th centuries in what is known as the Viking Age. So, okay, so we'll take a look at the 8 of Shields right now. Right, so the rune, okay, sorry, honing, what? Can you get your words out, Becky? My God. So honing a special craft here. like the gold ring. The runes takes time and practice. The Eight of Shields shows how this time-honored and precious skill gets passed down from Uralas to apprentice, right? It takes time to learn the shape of each rune, what it is called, how to sing it, and breathe the energy into the item they are placing the rune on. There's no room for any type of error. Viking warriors expect to be fully protected in battle. So the halls need to protect and heal their occupant. So learning this skill takes years of practice and time. So it's talking about being able to apply yourself right now, honing in on your talents, learning the skills, encouragement, diligence as well. Don't give up too soon. Don't be lazy. Don't slack off right now. Things haven't been working correctly, right? So you don't give up. So we look at the different runes here. We have this one here and we have this one here. So one is silence, focusing on a project, and the other is logger, which represents the patient needed to accomplish a task, right? It is time that people stopped running around in circles, looking at everybody else to get them out of their own crap. It is time that the past stays in the past and is dissolved. Because otherwise, when you walk forward, you are walking forward very heavily. And it will take you a much longer time to get to your desired place because you're carrying such a load with you. Right? It's like walking in mud as opposed to just skating on ice. Which one's going to get you there quicker? So it's time to focus on your own skills, not everybody else's, and then comparing yourself and saying, oh God, well, I can't do that because she does that. That is a reflection of yourself that is tainted. A reflection of yourself that is someone else's voice. And also when you start seeing one crappy thing after another happen, I totally get it. You sit there thinking, well, God, I'm doing everything. Why can't I win here? Why is there all this crap going on around me? It's because underlyingly, you expect it to be there. Underlyingly, you expect things to go wrong. Subconsciously, you are sabotaging your own success. So this card talks about honing skills. You know, taking your time and putting the polish on it kind of thing. Making it and crafting something carefully, but not giving up halfway through because someone else has got more views than you, or might have, or could have one day. You know, it's really hard because I do talk to a lot of people, and one of the most common things about starting their business, healing or readings or whatever, is, oh, well, who's ever going to see my work because I don't have any subscribers and I don't have anybody watching, so they're all going to go and watch someone like you, Becky, that's got all these views. No. I started with nothing. Nobody even knew who I was online. Right? I was so excited when I got my first 20 people on Facebook. I had a drink that night. It's like celebrating, like, oh my God, people know me. You know? So it's got to start somewhere. You can't start anywhere if you don't do anything. Then you're going to feel really angry at yourself. So this card is about honing your skills, but also realizing where you're dragging your feet. The next message here is the, what is it? The Five of Shields. Okay. Look at this one. The Five of Shields. So this one got a rune on it, which means always be giving to others. Talks here, 2 Vikings got caught in a winter storm without any shelter. Trees are barren and the ground is hard, and 5 broken shields appear haphazardly strewn over a tree from an old battle. So 2 appear in a tree, broken and pierced with arrows. 3 are on the ground, also split and shattered. 1 Viking holds a staff and the other with their back turned. They appear to be walking out to find help. Another Viking sits on the cold winter ground. Bandages appear on their left hand and eye. So the 5 of shields is a harsh lesson, while the 2 Vikings in this card appear wounded and not in the best dress to explore a winter landscape. They're not giving in to the cold. The elder Viking attends to a wounded arm. They do not give up. Things seem bleak, yet there's always a way out. See? There's always hope when there is life. The 2 are splitting up so that one can find more help and hope. They wrapped a warm cloak around their companion. The 2 Vikings will get through this. They've been through worse. In other words, the scene, right, looks worse than what it really is. And that might be what's going on with you exactly today. So there is uncertainty. You have had a loss of faith. You have been feeling hopeless. You've been feeling cold and forgotten. So you're asking for help. You are open to signs. You also fear things. Okay? And the bind rune there is about always be giving to others. Nodor means the need for timely help. So it's just not as bad as it appears. There are so many people who are making a really, really bad prediction for the future of the earth. However, in this timeline, if you're watching this, and you're in this timeline, we're going to have a different outcome than some other people that we may know. Okay? It's a little bit hard when you're in this timeline yourself, like, to know exactly why some things are still quite negative in some sense, right? So it's like, well, I thought everything was going to be much easier now. Well, it's not always the case. When did we learn anything from life being easy, right? As you can see from the looks of these particular cards, we have two in the front that are looking down and 2 at the back that are looking away. So I don't think you are seeing how much support you have as well, right? And this needs to be, oh my God, everyone's got their back turned in these cards. You need to be able to see that you have all of this support. And if you stay in your head, you're not going to get anywhere. You're really not. Okay? You're just going to see more of the same. So this is asking you to open, now that we've had this new moon, open yourself up to the help that's available. Don't be silent right now. Ask for help. Reach out. The 4 of shields talk about a Viking standing here on a rocky shore facing the longship. Hair being braided. They wear traveling leathers and metal pauldrons. They hold what appears to be a box in their hands. It's night. The Drakkar has been set ablaze in the water. Someone has put 4 shields on the side of the boat. Many swords and spears appear on the ship. The fire burns everything, including the mast. A single rune glows on the Viking's back. So hold on to things here. The Four of Shields displays a significant time in your life, and for some of you, a significant loss that you've had. Maybe someone or a group of people have passed. It's time for this Viking to move on and take with them what they can carry. As hard as it is. Everything, those who died, from weapons to possessions, burns with the bodies on the longship. This is a right that is passed down from generation to generation. Everything this young Viking knows has landed down from the elders. Now it is their turn to find a new clan to join, to learn and share in the community and learn and grow, turning their back on all that was. So you're taking on a new position and defending your rights as well. You are giving freely. You're trying new approaches. You're being flexible, right? And the bind rune is Hagal. And this is representing the influence of outside factors and also grief for your loss. You need to acknowledge these things. I'm telling you right now, grief will disguise itself as other things, right? It will disguise itself as other things in your life. And, you know, mostly if you just all of a sudden feel really annoyed and upset and angry, it could be that you just need something to make you cry, to make you get upset, to release, to relinquish. So, boy, whew, this new moon really has brought up some things for some of you. I know for me, my new moons are really difficult, and this was my moon this month. Next month's my moon sign moon. My moon. Oh. And the other thing is if you've ever been watching me from back in Australia and, you know, all the years of doing these readings, you might remember the lawnmower man who drove us all crazy. And what he would do was, as soon as I'd start talking, he'd start mowing. Like he had some kind of sensor that said, oh, here she goes. She needs quiet. All right, fire him up. And I'd be there every single time like, oh, for God's sake. Well, now we've got neighbours that have been home an awful lot. And now they're banging. They bang. All day, bang. I said to my husband, what are they banging? He goes, a shed. They're putting up a shed. I'm like, how many days does it take to put this shed up? Like on and on and on it went. Oh, it's so funny. So we have the mower man and now we have the bangers. All right. So now that we understand these lessons of what we're not going to do, tell us what else is coming in. Oh, for goodness sakes. Well, I have to show you. Okay. Now, see, this looks like Bjorn, doesn't it? From the Vikings. Okay, so. Okay. So it looks like I came back. What in the world? Okay, so I'm still here. Right, so 9 of Swords. Shows us our fears. Whether or not the scene on this card is based in reality, the warrior displayed wishes for a kinder ending. This card reminds us that we have the fortitude and strength to defeat the illusions and fears keep us up at nights. So don't despair. You're safe and secure. Find your calm center and know that you're able to handle the challenges that you face. This is just a temporary setback. So you might have been having horrible nightmares, giving into fear and illusions, giving into despair and feeling pressured, right? But it brings also relief and simplifying the situation. a return of good dreams and keeping good thoughts, and release from tension. So the Nine of Swords is actually a illusion of pain, where you're afraid of something that hasn't even happened yet. Could have also just been nervous anxiety. So we're describing the process we have in our heads as we move from a challenging state to one of success. This is what the bind rune is telling us. And interpreting the runes at the bottom is fair, is an expansion of personal wealth. Which is the courage that may turn into recklessness. So you're going to be careful there. Which represents the yew tree, indicating the meeting of different worlds. Lagu means lake, indicating stagnation and a lack of options. And Yor is like a gold jewel, beautiful, yet heavy and cumbersome. Okay, you don't want to be in that energy of always carrying all of these burdens and things with you. We're lightening the load. Okay. All right, and we have the 8. So you're getting the 8 a lot. So that tells us, we're moving into the 8th month, right? So we're moving into the 8th month, and we want things to start changing and happening quickly. Let me just see. Okay. And the 8 of Wands, as we know, brings a miracle, and it brings change very quickly. So I'm wondering, yeah, they did call it Wands. Okay. And we want to have a look at this rune. So here we go. This one here. Now, the staves in the 8 of Wands are in motion. When this happens or appears in your life, everything around you moves quickly. So we're using this newfound energy to motivate and to finish projects. This is also a sign that messages are coming to you. Expect letters and information. New opportunities might come your way. It's time to pay it's time to pay attention to your intuition. So you're acting with bravery, you're harnessing your power, you're taking action, you're taking time to set intentions. Change is coming, okay? Now the bind rune says keep moving forward, you're almost there. And Nauth represents absorbing new knowledge, and Eh steadies previous knowledge and wisdom. See, putting it all together. Beautiful. Okay. Getting given a lot of messages about not allowing the past to have any part in your future, other than when you have to pull something out of your past to share as an example with somebody else. I mean, that's what ends up happening with me, even though I feel like that old timeline is really dissolved. So it's kind of even hard to picture some of the things. Okay, so final card. For everyone. Here we go. Queen of Swords. Okay, we'll take a look. Right. Here we go. So the Queen of Swords is cunning. They have the uncanny insight to see right into people and know where their intentions lie. They can read the room. They're honest. What you see is what you get with this type of ruler. Be careful with what you say to them. They have a sharp mind. and a quick tongue. They can dish out what they can take back. This ruler stands at an angle, carefully guarding her heart. They know better than to leave the most vulnerable parts of themselves exposed. So here it says, protect your heart. Be cunning and quick-witted, understanding the logic of a situation and being more outspoken. Right? Helping you find ideas and be flexible about which ones you will take or will take you to greater successes in your life. So it talks about in the air symbol of intellectual power, ideals, communication, plans, and laws. And it also brings water, spiritual power, inner strength, and surging of emotions. Now this is the runic tarot. I wanted to show you that. There's Odin. Okay. And it's very, very interesting because I bought this one and I bought the Heaven and Earth deck, and it's the same writers, and I didn't even know. So intuitively I was like on target. So a lot of times people want to be more like the Queen of Swords or even the King of Swords. Okay, whatever it is for you. And that is because there's no bullshit, to be honest. Right? It is how it is. And what you're going to find as we're moving into August, okay, you're not going to have any time to be sitting there coddling people and nursing them through their life. Because in the past, when you've done this, that has only ever backfired on you. You don't get someone coddling you. You don't have someone holding your hand saying, hey, let's do this together. Oh, we're going to really advance if we do this. The only people who are helping you do that are people who you don't even know personally, that are trying to guide you and lift you. Now is the time that you stop wasting all of your effort on everybody else's design, on their dream, on their wishes and their goals. And that you focus your intention of what you're doing and where you're going, because it cannot just happen to you. The likelihood of that is very rare. That's why, people winning the lottery and they win an awful amount of money, it's rare, right? You see them get their check, that huge check. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, a big check like this. I often imagine myself with this big check that I can put right up here on my big table in my office here and just look at it, right? So I imagine it coming in the door, and I'm laughing about trying to get it in the door and putting it on my table, right? But I'm working towards my dreams and goals. I'm working towards manifesting more than I've ever done before. And I'm just understanding that it's already mine. It's just crap that may be in my way a little bit. But really, it's mine. So very quickly, by doing that, you see it. You see the results. So this is saying, no more crap. Burn your bridges. Burn them down. Burn down your past. Okay, don't actually go and get a lighter and, just dissolve all of that old energy around you. Focus on where it keeps coming up and creeping into your life. Right? Just focus on where it's coming into your life and say no more. If you don't like someone calling you and asking you for help or calling you and complaining, then don't answer the phone. Say something. It looks like you're going to be given the opportunity to do so. And it doesn't mean you even have to be nasty, right? It's just no. No's the answer. And People soon get the idea. You're crafting your skills, letting go of the old, and moving forward fearlessly into your future. And away we go for another month. Okay. All right. Just a minute, everyone. Okay. All right. We'll see the other card deck as well, most likely. Oops. All right. Now I'm going to do something different. Okay. I keep yawning and it's horrible. Right. So I'm going to use these past life cards, okay, to get a little hint of something. And choose the moonstone for your message, the fluorite or the amazonite. Moonstone, fluorite, amazonite. Okay. So I'm going to start with the moonstone. I don't know if I'll get them all to fit, so I'm just going to start with one. Okay, so this is for the moonstone, if you chose the moonstone. Oh boy. So this is your past life energy, okay? It's about your mother. Okay, so not everybody has a bad relationship with their mother, of course. There's a very, very important connection between mother and child. So this can indicate that your mother in this life was also with you in other lifetimes, okay? And so I'm going to do something with that. We're going to ask, what were we doing in these other lifetimes, right? What were we doing in these other lifetimes? You actually had a different role. So if you're a female now, you were a male, and vice versa. So if your mother was in your past life, she may have been your father, or she may have been your brother, or she may have even been your own child. Okay, so what else do we see about this? Oh my God. And Native American. So in a past life, number one, you were Native. Your mother was a part of your past life in probably a different capacity, and you were the opposite sex when you were a Native. Now, the Native American energy is, well, obviously it's varied, but what I'm kind of getting about this particular past life is that in this life now, okay, so I'm getting something from the past life, but it's in this life now. You like to be ready to go. You like to be able to go at any time. You don't like to feel like you are restricted in any way. And as soon as you feel that way, you're gone. That is because, as we know, the Native Americans would set themselves up in such a position that they could see around them. For one, they could see all around them. Number two, they'd be watching the weather, okay, and they could tell what was rolling in. Three, they'd be watching the food supplies. And 4, if there was any kind of disaster of any kind, that they would hurry and move, but they would stay together. Now, you may find in your life now that you feel like you're not connected to anyone, and it's making you feel even more abandoned in your life, right? Now, obviously, I'm just going with a feeling here. This is not, you can have a regression therapy. You can learn how to do the regression therapy with me. But obviously, what's going on here, in my view, is that you have a restless spirit. If you've chosen number 1, you may not have an ideal relationship with your family. And also, you may feel like something is missing, like you're not complete. And that's because of the community that you were used to, and also because of the sex that you are now. Some of you may identify or want to identify as the opposite gender because of the lifetimes you've had as that gender. It feels more comfortable to you. Okay? So for number 1, although this is just a quick rundown of something, you get this experience here, or you get this energy here of understanding for you and your position and how you've decided in this life that you would try to find your tribe or your community, that you would look for it on your own, that you knew that you'd know who they are, and generally they're your friends or people that you've connected with in groups. Maybe you don't have the ideal familiar relationship, but things are changing and you're the one who's doing it. Wow. Okay, number 1, Moonstone. That was connected to your past life. Number 2. What's your theme first? Oh my God. Baby. Okay. What's this baby got to do with past life? Wisdom. There's something here. Okay, where do we see? What else we got here? Oh my God. Are you ready for this? Hang on a minute. In a past life, you developed incredible wisdom and connection, right? So that's obvious. But as a baby, okay, as a baby, you were an orphan. This has given you incredible insight today, okay? You may feel like in the past life when you were an orphan, you were given up as a young baby because of your parents passing. I feel like this passing is oh gosh, nope, there's a name. There's a name of a disease. Okay, wait a minute. This is really interesting. Right, so I actually get diphtheria. Now, I just want to look a little bit about diphtheria. Yep, okay. It's still here? Come on. Okay, here we go. You see, they're not going to stop me. So, Diphtheria is what I feel like your parents passed away from and you became an orphan as a child. This gave you incredible insight and wisdom. Diphtheria can lead to paralysis, heart failure, and fatalities. Okay, it's actually 50% of people, it is fatal for 50% of people. That is interesting, isn't it? Now, to me, if that was going around, that is a bit of a pandemic. So vaccinations in the US actually helped, but in the past they didn't have vaccinations. So diphtheria is highly contagious and it occurs typically affecting the respiratory system and 3 layers of the skin as well, the glands, the nails, and the hair. So the hypodermis, the dermis, and the epidermis, which is on the outside. Ooh, the dermis is just a little thicker than that, and the hypodermis is even thicker than that. So it can include a thick grey coating in the nose and throat, along with a sore throat, swollen glands, weakness, and mild fever. If it is affecting the skin, ulcers and open sores can appear. So this is interesting. People can end up with myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart muscles, and neuropathy, which is nerve damage. Oh my God. Okay. So how do we get it? From others. Okay, so it was something with infected skin lesions, or an infection can transmit from one person with the infection to any mucous membrane in any another person. Wow, sounds okay. Can also give kidney failure as well. All right, so I wanted to know why this was in my mind about this. Seems like it has a lot of similar things to what's been going on now. Anyway, for you, number 2, or the fluorite, you have learnt to be very, very self-sufficient. And in this life, you might have surrounded yourself with a lot of people. Some of you may have decided to stay completely away from people because you can't trust them. Right? So that's another energy vibration that can happen when, at a young age, the trauma has been abandonment. And as a baby, okay, if you've been adopted or you became an orphan at a very, very young age, even though you were unable to understand, what was actually going on, energetically, you felt the rejection and the deep sadness. And even though it was nobody's fault. So this ends up being, as I call, a frozen time conglomerate, or a time capsule that's frozen. And at any time in your life, if you feel abandoned, it's going to open. It's going to open. And you're going to feel just as denied as you did when you were younger. But this sensation of doing things in your own way and having nobody to rely on gave you absolute strength, wisdom, tenacity. You're a fighter. And you're a fighter in this life as well. And even if you don't have a good relationship with your family, you tend to have a good relationship with people in general. And although you may be a little bit of an introvert, when you need to, you say what you need to say. So there is a connection here with feeling more afraid when there's some kind of virus around, or a flu season or something. Something inside of you is triggered by that. You might have been the type of person that, when the C-19 hit, that you were like, you went into a little bit of an inner panic because of this past of losing these people. Wow. Okay. So that was for number 2. And number 3. Wow, that was interesting. Sounds like the same thing, like open sores and that. That sounds like... Just one moment. Okay. The last one. Past life number 3, Amazonite, which is really good if you have memory issues. It actually connects up the energy in the brain, the neurotransmitters, right, in the brain. Really helpful for headaches and things too. Okay. All right, number 3. What were you doing in a past life? Connected with trees. Okay, you might have been a druid or something. Okay, what about this? Community living, there we go. And what about this community living? Oh, God. Okay, so as usual, the 3rd card is sort of like blowing my mind a little bit. So I'm just going to keep the 3rd card away for just a second until we understand this part. So with this particular past life, the reason why the trees has come up with the community living. So at first I thought this was exactly how it seems, just, you know, living with a tribe or living with a group or living with a community, or, you know, connected very, very deeply, right? And then we pulled out the next card, which was imprisonment or slavery. Whew, number 3. So the reason that the communal living came up was because of the imprisonment that you had and slavery, right? The reason why the trees came up is because that's something that you longed to see. Oh, I'm getting so upset. But it also feels to me that you were deeply connected with nature in itself and could have conversations even, you know, without a tree being present, is that you could still tune into the energy of nature. You can still do that now. In fact, you may be moved by certain things in nature where you don't want to see it gone one day, or you feel connected to a particular tree. I mean, I know I do on our walks, etc. There may be just something about all of this that stirs something deep inside. But the communal living, and even if it was slavery or imprisonment, there's some kind of camaraderie that you enjoy having, whether it's, you know, army or, you know, so in other words, armed forces, or something where you're doing something as a group, right? This has been helpful as well for you to do something as a group and understand that you're in it together kind of thing. You kind of like that energy. Now, in this life, you may have rejected people completely. And so then again, there's that sense of something's missing in my life, right? And you may be on a constant search to fill some kind of hole that's, you know, happened, been created. You may feel like you need to strive really well and work really, really hard in order to achieve. You may also be the sort of person that doesn't want to draw attention to yourself because of the imprisonment, right? Because of the slavery. There is no way you want to have anybody looking at you for anything other than to be your friend, right? You don't want any trouble. So in some cases, you also might be really shy, for some of you. So the other side of that coin is there's biker groups and things like that you might get connected. There's a sensation of wanting to be connected with a lot of people or wanting to be completely alone. It's always one or the other. And the other sensation here is, you know, for some people, they do get themselves in an awful lot of trouble. If they do that when they're young, they're most likely going to reoffend. Why? Because they get used to the routine, even though it's horrible. And they get used to the way that it is. They get used to the schedule, right? And they get out into the real world and no one's there for them. Everything starts going wrong. So they purposely get in trouble to go back into a place where there's some kind of normalcy. So for number 3, nature is the most important thing for you. Connection with other people in healthy ways and not codependent ways is also important. And to look at your traumas and your fears and release them once and for all. Okay? All right. So how do you like those? Pretty interesting, right? Wow. I'm kind of a little bit blown away by each message for you all. Oops. Come on, Becky, get it together. Okay. Pretty amazing. All right. Okay. So sometimes if I'm doing a past life reading for someone, these are really good. You can get a lot of in-depth information coming out of them, as we just did, right? Okay. Dr. Brian Weiss, really interesting to look at some of those cases as well. All right, so I'm just going to clear the energy right now after that. Oh, I just felt stuck a little bit in the emotion of each one of those readings. Now, if you chose a number already for that, keep that number as we move through. Of course, you know, what can you do with a whole collective of people watching the video? You just got to make sure you try to cover as many things as you feel. But please, you know, choose the new special reading option and have your own. You can do that with the past life stuff if you want to. All right. I like the sage, the smell it brings me. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. All right, let's get into the next readings here. I may even rip my guitar out tonight and record some stuff for you guys. I'll see, because I am only wearing my pajama bottoms and a shirt. Come on. But it's not, you know, all done up, is it? All right. Here we go. Okay, let's have a look at something. Okay, in a minute we're going to get some Lenormand stuff out. Right now, we're going to get the vice versa cards out. So we'll see what comes up here for everyone. What is a surprise for us in as we move in up into August? It's the first card. What's the surprise for us? Ooh, I love it. Okay. Someone about to get caught. Okay. Look, we know there's boobies on there, but we're just going to have to deal with it right now. Okay. All right, so this is the interpretation. So what is a surprise for us? The surprise is that this is the main theme, someone is going to get caught. They have left too much evidence. They have thought that they've gotten away with something major or of a major capacity. They have left you or us carrying the load of burdening ourselves and of being through a lot of stress. And what this is telling me is those people who have been putting us under undue stress are going to be found out one by one by one. In fact, there's more than one. There's one main one, but there's more than one. Again, they think they've gotten away with it. As you can see, this person is looking over, okay? In this instance, looking over at the Chariot and has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords, but 2 have been dropped, okay? They've left 2 behind, which talks about being found out. Now, this particular energy at the back of this, just a sec. Oh no, he's not seeing. He's not seeing. So there are 2 people that they're keeping their guard up. They're not really interested. And whoops. Yeah, they're not really looking. Okay, so these are important people, but they're not really looking at what has been transpiring because they don't really care. Okay. And then comes along the Chariot. This is very healing. This is such a big change. It's not even funny. The focus here is on rising above. There's the Big Dipper by the looks of it. Yeah. Yep. And this is coming towards us. Okay. Action with the correct pathway, the correct healing modalities, the correct knowledge, the courage. Even on his armor, he has a lion. So this is coming in the Leo season, which will run until about August the 22nd or 3rd. We've got this coming in. Now, because this is a different deck, I'm just going to inspect what else they want to tell us about this. So, it's time to take charge of your own destiny. The stars are aligned for you to step into a greater personal power and to make real progress in your life's journey. But you're keeping your eyes on the forward pathway, not on trivial concerns. Things are speeding up. It's an exciting time with a great potential for success. The Star, the Ursa Major, Big Dipper, the Great Bear, is it, and the North Star is on his helmet, like destiny. So he's channeling his will to drive the sphinxes forward. Without this guidance, they pull in opposite directions, positive and negative energies. This constellation makes it easy to find the North Star when he's found there, the Ursa Major. And the North Star is the legendary star of guidance. It shines from the charioteer's brow. He is his own star of guidance, navigating only by pure desire. The success is here already. You're navigating your own destiny here. And we're going to be able to put down all this weight we've been carrying. So what happens because of this Chariot? Wow. What happens? Yep, look at us. What happens is we are rewarded financially, for one. I've said this from the beginning. I don't know how that comes about. I'm not supposed to. Just that we are going to be compensated, and compensated well, for what we've been through. People are already coming forth and saying that they lied. Okay, so it's only a matter of time before the rest begins to fall apart. So the tower in the distance in this particular card might be the same one of the actual tower, right? And this young couple have found their way to each other. The message here is to leave whatever tower you've constructed for yourself, or let yourself continue to be entrapped within. Be assured that whatever awaits you outside will reward you 1,000 times over. So we can see how clearly worn and weathered the old man's chair is, right? We can see that it's shaped like a throne but made of plain wood. Whatever power this man holds, it is tempered with humility. So here's where the young man and woman stand in front of him, and their faces are warm with affection. They are asking for his blessing. Love has brought the generations together, and love will see them through to a future that is prosperous in every way. So that's that way. And this may be the way you know it. The 10 of Coins. So this is the ability to let go of the things that are holding you down, to see your own talents and your own worth, and to push forward without needing anybody's permission to do so. This life is not about you getting approval from everywhere, because you're not going to have it. I hate saying that, you know, and I don't mean it to be nasty. It just means that in most cases, we are on our own with everything that we do. And although we want to have someone appreciate us and drive us forward, we are the driving. Oh my God. Sorry, everybody. I am distracted right at this second, because on my wall, and I know that you're not going to be able to see it, but on my wall, there is an image appearing, and it is a man and a lady sitting on a park bench with a baby sitting on the lady's knee, and a little girl about 5 or 6 sitting sort of opposite them. And 2 little kids are running up to the side, pestering for attention right now. And this is, I can see this has appeared on my wall. I'm wondering if I can show you, but I don't want to mess up my thing. Anyway, I don't think you'll be able to see it. I think that's meant for me. So anyway, we're on our own in this energy, right? We are on our own in this forward movement, in our destiny, in our journey, in our life. Only you can push you forward. Only you can have success because you've put yourself in that position of empowerment. Only you can do this for yourself. Other people are not always going to understand us. And I can tell you from absolute experience that in this life, nobody cares about anybody but themselves. And, you know, it's although you're going to have a few cheerleaders along the way, they're not going to be people that you would really love to be watching you and doing with you and focusing with you. The people that we really want to have see, look, right? We really want people, oh, will you just wake up and just see this? And oh my God, your whole life could change. And oh God, you're still going on about the same crap. And, you know, I'm trying to help you to get away from it. And these people that we desperately want to have an activation of some kind where they finally go, oh my God, I see it. Whoa. We want them to see it so bad. They are not going to see it. Probably not through you. I mean, someone else that they know may be doing exactly the same thing and, oh, yeah, I get it. But for some reason, our personal people that we really care about and love, who have not gone on the same journey as you at the same time, are not going to get it. So you're going to have to do it anyway. Later on, they will get it. But if you're waiting for people to join you in your crusade, it's probably not going to happen. But do it anyway. And know that new people will come forward. Steadfast assistance from the divine will be there for you. And it only takes you to take that one step forward. Okay? But anyway, on another scale, people are getting found out. We know this. We've seen the ridiculousness lately with different coloured eyes and stuff. And, oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm still trying to look at that picture. Kind of looks different to me now. Anyway. No, I can still see the baby sitting on the knee. It's a funny, old-fashioned kind of, if you know that artist, oh, what's he called? He does all the Christmas stuff. You know, you buy the Christmas set, Franklin Mint collection of the Christmas setting and that old-fashioned artist. Oh, come on, Dad. What is it? Come on. All right, you watch me. I'll think of it as I'm going along. The artist is... I can see his... I can see the handwriting, you know? Anyway. All right, let's see some Lenormand. Okay. All right, my husband's just messaging me. Just 1 second. Norman Rockwell. Norman Rockwell. Norman Rockwell. Norman Rockwell. That's the name of the artist, right? With those types of drawings. That is what is on my wall. Right. Just a second. Okay. Norman Rockwell. Thanks, Dad. Okay. Okay. I have a picture of Sitting Bull here, and he is staring me down right now. Which he normally does, let's be honest. Okay. There's something about that community picture that I can see on my wall. Just it's making its own shape. It's not anything that's been painted there. It's just the shape of how it looks today. Coming together, you know, like people finally being able to come together. Now I'm going to do the Lenormand cards, and I'm asking about between now and next week, okay? What sort of things can we see taking place? Okay. So this has come up in relation to karmic cycles being the tree. And also you have the energy of the fox. Now this can be about holistic work, naturopathy, okay? There could also be an underlying health concern, something that you might be worried about, or something that someone has a health concern, okay? So we just know that in the United States that the president has had C19, right? And now he has blue eyes, brown eyes. They've always been blue. It's pretty interesting. They were deep brown. But anyway, let's have a look what comes from here. So there's something about holistic health, naturopathy, going into healing practices, and also being cautious or understanding your own issues as well. And on a worldwide sense, there could be an ending here. Okay, there could be an ending and a new beginning. It may be that the current person that he said himself, okay, go back and have a look. But he did say himself, if there was a problem between him and the VP, or they couldn't agree on something, and it was along the lines of he would get some mysterious disease and pass away. So he actually said this. Suddenly he's got this, you know, and okay, so we haven't really seen. But there's going to be a finishing here and a new beginning. So I'm interested as to know more about this, please. It is certainly confusing. Someone who is very confused. Hello. And there's this energy vibration of this confusion in everybody's home because we've all been confused. We get told that everything's wonderful in the United States, yet everything costs a fortune. You know, petrol costs a fortune. Oh, but it's been coming down. It's still a fortune, you know. There's things missing on the shelves. There's baby formula stuff going on, right? There's all kinds of things going on, and they're telling us that we're doing brilliantly. And I don't understand that. I'm from Australia. I don't understand the lies. And now we see this happening over there too, but giving millions and billions to other countries as priority is very, very unpatriotic. And I just don't understand that part of it. But anyway, we're gonna understand here pretty soon. Right. And we're going to have the sun shining back in our lives, of the positive energy and the appreciative energy here. For some people, this talks about nursing homes and, you know, because this is an elder type of a card, right? The sun coming up here with the card of the lily can talk about some people's antiques or art collections. It really influences the reading very positively when the sun comes out. And it can also talk about a long-lasting, something in your life that is long-lasting, reputation or whatever it is. It could be a long-lasting relationship for some of you. Now, I know this is probably going to fall, so... yeah, a long and abundant relationship. The fish are a really good card for our abundance, okay? But when you have the fish come up with the heart here, it brings about a different kind of a business, like a matchmaking business or a charity type of business as well. So, but it's a passionate enterprise, something that you love doing. Okay. All right, more about this. Gosh, this is another entrepreneurial card. Okay, so we are able to have the information that we need in order to pursue our dreams, hopes, goals, wishes, etc. Some of you are focused on health and nutrition, right? And in this instance, finding out more information about that. But it could also be, because it's the bear with the book, it could also be talking about accounting, financial analysis of things, financial industry, and it could be about audits as well. We're just talking about the amount of money that is given to everybody else. I don't know how much more the one particular country needs to receive when you've got the president doing Vogue shoots. Like, what the hell is going on? This is just like a circus. So anyway, there's some kind of audit here. What else happens? That's a charity organization as well, church. And messages about this also. So we see the cross, and we see the birds come up here. This is a confession. This is a confession, I'm sorry, in a painful conversation. A confession. Okay. Where and who is giving the confession? We have a choice card. Confession. Someone loyal to us. Okay. Confession. And this is also about, because it's come up with the crossroads there, it could be about many people. Could be about social media and people who are short-term friends. But we're gonna have some luck. Okay. We're going to have some lucky news and information pushing its way forward to us. Now, the clover in itself is always a lucky card. It really influences the outcome of the reading favorably, right? But it's come up with the letter, which indicates a gift or a positive, unexpected news. For some people, this is a lottery ticket as well, a gift certificate. For some people, but very unexpected answers to difficult problems. Very unexpected, okay? Okay. Ring and the intuitive moon here. So we know that the ring is a commitment of some kind, right? Now here it's coming up with the moon, which is a famous partnership, an emotional bond and connection, and for some of you, an award, okay? So a famous partnership, unexpected news from a famous partnership, unexpected news and lucky information, unexpected. Right, let's keep going. Removing this mountain here. See, the mountain is an obstacle. And the mountain is showing up here next to the clouds, which indicates that there's uncertainty. There has been procrastination. We have been feeling lost in our situation because the even though there's a way around all of this BS, we've been coming up to the way where we go around the mountain. We go around the obstacle and something is distracting us all of the time. Sound familiar? We're just about to get past it as something is distracted over here. Now, there's going to be more that comes from this. So let's see. Okay, this is a matter of timing. Just a second. Timing. The timing will be the key. Oh, okay. Timing will be the key to unlock everything. Again, a feminine influence. I don't think it's... There'll be a change here. There'll be this feminine influence that comes up to take over. For a minute. Hang on just a second. This talks about being open-minded. And you have the key underneath this as well. Important female. Okay. We've been saying for a while now that there is going to be a change and there's going to be a female helping us, but I don't think it's going to be in the way we think. Okay. Well, let's keep going. This is an expanded edition, so there's some different cards. A mask coming off. The mask is coming off to reveal this information here. So the person that comes forth to help us, that may be feminine, is actually not who she appears to be, and wears a mask, literally, and is a snake, sad to say. Now the snake has come up with the woman, and this is a manipulative woman, right? The snake has come up and behind it is the stork, and these are changes that are a little bit difficult as well. Now the snake with the mask kind of speaks for itself, but behind this one we have her. See, that's malicious. Okay, so as I said, it's not going to be what we think. All right. Okay, what else happens with this snake? We need to look really closely at information that we're being told. We need to find stability here with the anchor, and we will be able to move over into our kingdom, like where we really want to be here, where our wishes will be fulfilled. Like, oh my God. 5th of August is going to be another day. This is lucky. So by luck, by chance, everything falls into alignment unexpectedly, as we said before. It brings us much joy. It brings us a sense of relief. It may be, again, an overseas connection, but something that we are gifted as well. Again, it is going to push us into our destiny. But we should not get ourselves into any arguments with anybody. Oh God, there is going to be... Okay, so when the whip and the scythe come out, there's no accident here. Right? There's going to be some kind of trouble. I have to tell you that. You know, it is called about something being cancelled, something being terminated, someone being restrained, or some kind of accident. Now, we need to know more about this. Okay. Oh God, we know what this is. We know what this is. This is the tower. This is the government. And there's some kind of problem here. But yet there's this healing upon it as well. Hang on a minute. So the whips come up with the tower, which is about army, military. And then you've got the star right next to it as well, which brings corporate ladder, general, president. It's telling you exactly who this is. The general, the president, army, someone in the army. Okay, so what's going on here? Information. Yep, information hurriedly coming from a very, very anxious male. Someone is coming to give us this information, and it's a surprising undertaking. It has to do with the government. It has to do with the president. It says it. It has to do with the generals in the armies. Everyone's coming together. What is going on? There's some kind of trouble that is brewing here, and people are trying to come together to sort it out. So we're going to just have another quick look at what that means. Oh my God, look at these cards. Okay, I'm going to try to shuffle these real quick, because that has got me going. All right, so tell us what's going to come of this news, this new undertaking, the support that's coming in. Is there? Are people going to help us or what? I believe so. Okay. Tell us more about what's happening with governments around the globe. Oh my God. Okay, there it is, right? There's... Okay, tell us what's happening. Come on. Okay, so we see the government. That is what the tower is. We get a wish fulfilled within it. Okay, tell us more. It's very peaceful to me. What's going to happen here? Yep, look at this. Something's going to happen in the gardens. Okay, hang on. Gardens, the trees. So it seems to me that, you know, there's something that's going to occur outside. Something that's going to occur outside. Okay, something to do with I believe there are going to be more talks from more doctors and health experts, okay? Yeah. There's the male. Someone is going to be guiding us, and we intuitively know exactly what's going on with the male energy. Someone really, really who's been telling us, been giving us information. This is someone famous. Someone famous who's been giving us information about the truth of the health situation, and finally there's some kind of outdoor event put in place that brings even more things to the surface for people to see. I'm kind of a little bit, I feel like we're going to be more than happy with what starts to, what starts to come out. Yep, famous person. Famous person, someone we look towards, and this is a positive outcome. It's also some kind of recognition or information from somebody else, and the truth will come forward. So we have the actual government, right, going through a massive change and enable a lot of wishes to come true, a lot of information surrounding us and our health, right? Something about recovering and starting to get back on track, right? And we have a male who's famous. It doesn't have to be looking like this. It's just a famous male that we know that was right about a lot of things as well. There's been a lot of them. And bring us into this absolutely positive outcome. So August is going to be really, really interesting. And we're brought into some pretty interesting events that will happen rather quickly as well, as time continues to speed up on us, pushing us forward to where we want to be. Wow. Okay. All right, but the last set of cards that I'm going to do is the Nostradamus, which will give us an even more indicative viewpoint. All right. Don't worry, I'm okay. That was a joke. Okay, Nostradamus. Nostradamus. If the babies do happen to come by my window, I will get the camera and I'll show you, okay? They've got a tree that fell, well, there's a big branch that fell down, and I asked my husband to move it more onto the pathway outside so I can watch them play on it and pull at it. All right. Hopefully you've stuck around this far so you can watch the Nostradamus read. I do appreciate you all. I know this, I get myself into a long-winded conversation about things, but that's just me. So I can't help it. I've got to be me, right? Okay. Tell you what, I have so many crystals around, it's wiping me out. All right, let's go, Nostradamus. What can we say? All right. Here we go. First card. Okay. You can see what this is. 5 of Spheres. Now, this is from a quatrain 425, and it says, the sublime form, invisible to the naked eye, will be veiled by obsessive thoughts. So this card has a number of associations that seem to have been present since the earliest times. The imagery often revolves around people who are outcast and starving, and several tarots show them passing the wall of a church, which although brightly lit from within, has no door by which to gain entrance, right? Because they just weren't letting people in, right? Good old church. Some experts have suggested that this dates back to the Middle Ages, when the church was supposed to take in those who were homeless and poor, but often turned them away. So in tarot, it's reflected in the abrupt changes that may bring the wealthy to a state of penury or turn lovers into enemies. The Lost Book reflects this by showing a group of people turning upon each other, beset by circumstances or fate, while the dove of peace flies above. So, originally the suit of pentacles was associated with money, or in this case, lack of it. And that's what we're going through, right? And they tell us we're not in a, you know what? Oh, that's not the definition of the recession word. Whatever. So it talks here about failure to achieve. However, the earliest accounts suggest it was intended to represent individual effort, the struggle to survive and to create a good life. It was the failure to achieve this which resulted in disaster. And the essential meaning of the card didn't necessarily refer to failure. It talks about the struggle to survive. It talks about our losses, our toil, our determination, our honesty, our penury, right? And in some cases, lack of self-love. And I feel like those that have been taking from us for so long, the elitists, it's all going to be turned around, okay? It's all going to come crashing down. The second card that's come up is the Papess. Whew. See about the feminine influence here? Okay, so the Papess is connected with the reign of Mary Tudor. Mary, Queen of Scots. She was a woman scorned. Let's put it that way. So the quatrain is 7:16. And this is the quatrain. When the great queen enters the depths, she renders the place powerful and inaccessible. When she enters the depths, D-E-P-T-H-S, depths, she renders the place powerful and inaccessible. The hell is she talking about? Okay. So the Papess or female pope is one of the most enigmatic figures in the tarot. She has been at various times identified with the Egyptian goddess Isis, a nun related to the Visconti family, and the Roman Sibyl. However, there is little doubt that she represents the only actual female pope who reigned as John VIII, 855 to 857 CE, but was actually a woman named Joan. For a long time, this figure was believed to be fictitious, but most scholars today believe she was a real person whose brilliant mind drove her to travel to Rome to study and who disguised herself as a man in order to do so. When discovered, she was said to have been torn apart by the people. Oh, for God's sake. In more recent times, under the influence of modern paganism, she has been renamed the High Priestess, but her role remains essentially unchanged. In most of the early representations of her, she possesses a great book to which she may be pointing or turns outward as if inviting the viewer to read the page she's displaying. This links her with this figure of Sophia, who represents wisdom in the Old Testament and ancient Jewish tradition. Nostradamus would have been familiar with the lore relating to her, and in the quatrain that provides the couplet for this card, we may even have a hidden reference to her as the Great Black. Darkness and the glittering spark of wisdom often being referred to in this way. His inclusion of a female pope in the Lost Book indicates that he was aware of a need to balance the masculinity of the pope with that of a feminine power. Whoops. At the time, of course, this would have been regarded as essentially heretical, as perhaps it may still be to the Orthodox Catholics. But ever in his work, Nostradamus challenges the accepted beliefs of the time. So, the Papess represents feminine wisdom, the mysteries, and a sensitive approach to problems, but she is by no means a gentle, sweet-natured woman. Her power is undoubted, her strength of the deepest and most profound kinds. She is in some ways the feminine power that men flee from, unable to deal with its strength and purity, which far outstrips their own intellectual pursuits. Her presence often indicates a strong and powerful woman whose advice may well be important, but whose influence can be overwhelming. Some pictures show her sitting with her feet on the moon, and it is the moon-powered intuitional wisdom that governs her influence in the readings when she appears. Though her wisdom is deep and sensitive, she can also, in a more negative context, suggest an inability to act, to turn her wisdom into action. So this is wisdom, the subconscious, intuition, depth, teaching, willfulness, modesty, the sacred, fertility of imagination, and the natural world. So the loss of the cinque ports during the reign of Mary Tudor is the reference for this, the shutting off of these ports. So that's why it said she renders the place powerful, but it's inaccessible. Okay. So there is a feminine influence that's going to help us as we move forward. Whoops, have I got two cards here? And then we have the Eight of Sons. Look at this little guy. It's tough, right? He's got his little trumpet and... What is that down there? Hang on a minute. Sometimes there's some weird things on these cards. It's like there's a shoe over here. Like, why is there a shoe? Is that a snake? That may be a snake on the trumpet here. Okay, we'll look. All right, so it's the Eight of Suns. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, this is a good one. Okay. The Eight of Suns. This is the quatrain 163. Peace will spread over the peopled earth. There will be travel by sky, earth, sea, and wave. Scalar wave. What's the wave? I believe that's the wave side of things as one of the ways in which people will travel is a mystery right now. I know people are going to say what they think it is. I don't think we're supposed to know. Anyway. So given the presence of Mercury, the winged messenger of the gods, the couplet we chose for this card is Nostradamus' wonderful prediction that in a time of peace, people will travel through the air. There are several such references in the centuries, suggesting that the seer had a glimpse of a future in which aircraft plied the skies, just as huge ships sailed the oceans and motorized vehicles sped across the earth. So this shows a winged angel with a trumpet with which he will announce these great events yet to be. So after the struggle comes the respite. There we go. Here we come. The satisfaction of a job well done. Time to rest and reflect. Despite its mercurial associations, this card has always had a sense of going to the countryside for refreshment. Some commentators suggest that this is a card of falling in love, right? At such times, we have a chance to notice the person who's special to us. Events may move quickly, and the completion of contracts is implied, perhaps in the purchase of a house. So this is about appreciation, completion, luck, rapid development, right? Agricultural events, recreation, festivities, and progress. Okay. So we have all the trouble first, and no one seems to help us. And then we have this connection with this feminine influence who is very intuitive and knows what to do and knows what to say. And then we have this peaceful announcement very quickly coming into light. Okay, so let's sum up this energy today. And we have the Four of Stars. Okay, we'll take a look at it. Right, the Four of Suns. Oops. Four of Suns. Those of the soil will be sustained by it. The spade gives hope to every acre. Those of the soil will be sustained by it. The spade gives hope to every acre. It's a good old gardening one. So this meaning of the card lies in its association with Venus and the alchemical metal of copper, which frames all the cards in the suit of suns. The effect of these two aspects together suggests a meeting of individuals who move towards deeper unity and success. It's also about homecoming. The traditional imagery of the card reflects this, showing a house protected by a canopy. But here, a group of people is resting at home. One person washing the feet of the others. References to the nourishment of the soil and those who live upon it are also supported by the couplet chosen for this card. The sun pours its light upon the earth, which is fructified, and gives of its goodness to be enjoyed by those who live upon it. So in the interpretation here, one of the few cards which demonstrates virtually the same meaning, whether it's upright or reversed, the Four of Suns indicates something coming home to a joyful welcome. It's all about the unity of a stable society, whether this is represented by a group of friends or co-workers or an actual country. For this reason, it's a good idea to re-establish old alliances which may have become neglected, and in general to acknowledge the value of friends, as well as tried and trusted ideas. Failure to do so is borne out by the reversed aspect of the card, which, though still positive, indicates you may not be acknowledging those who helped you along the way. So it doesn't really mean that because we've got it upright here, but it's talking about homecoming, society, alliance, reunion, community, beauty, mirth, or a stay in the country. Maybe you're going to move to the country. We hope we are. So it seems to me that despite all of the stresses that we have been under, and brother against brother, and people fighting with things, etc., people fighting with each other, we've also seen some really amazing and heartwarming connections as well, where people have been able to come together. And this is going to continue. Now, this feminine influence could be the divine feminine, right? But it could be just an influence of Aquarius, for example. It could be an influence of water as well. An emotional time. Or it could also unmask someone who was pretending to be someone else, because we see that she pretended to be a male in order to become the Pope and in order to study more. So who has pretended to be something in order to do something? That is what is going to be revealed. The truth of the entire situation. Why? Because it is almost like the whole thing, this whole worldwide mess over the last couple of years, and all the terrible decisions that have been made, etc. Things that have happened. Both sides, doesn't matter. Just everything that's nutty and has occurred. Okay? We're not talking about your righteousness or what you believe in, or, anger towards one person or another. It's just in general, right? Whether you agree with the government or not, this is just in general. It's still been a strain. So whether you agree with them, you have to admit it's been a strain unless you're really wealthy. Okay? But what comes about here is some kind of announcement, information, revelation, truth that doesn't come just from one person. Hey, this is not right. Nobody cares. It has to be a louder voice than this. Okay? And it's something so loud that everyone is forced to pay attention, whether it's an announcement, whether it's the military, as we sort of looked at in the last thing. Something is announced to us, and then from this announcement, we receive more and more and more information. There are people who are coming to the surface now. We have people contradicting themselves everywhere. We have fights over jabs, and we have fights over the C19, and we have fights over the pox now, you know, of what's what and what's really going on, right? And it seems to me that all of this is going to receive a healing as well. Because the more that people are talking about these things, the more they exist. So if the more people are just talking about a revelation, changes occurring right now, the truth coming forward right now, that the people are going to be helped right now, that there is a clear and present destruction of the old ways right now, that we see it happening right now, then that's what we do start to see. You know, it's really hard to start to see these things when everybody is bitching about the current situation, and instead realizing that all of this needs to be seen in order to be fixed. Because if it was just fixed and you didn't see any problem, you'd be against the person fixing it. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to see everything being such a stupid circus, right? On all sides. Everyone's behaving ridiculously for members of parliament, government members, congressmen, etc. Everybody's behaving like lunatics. This is not heard of. So why are they going all crazy? Have they malfunctioned or something? You know, like I was saying about the president having brown eyes. Is he malfunctioning? Or is this the right person? Because that's even scarier, folks. What's even scarier is that may not even be the person that they've said it is. Because your eyes don't suddenly change color, right? Can you imagine that for a moment? Any of them. Imagine if Clinton, imagine if he wore a mask this whole time and one day he just takes it off like Scooby-Doo. Aha, now we found out who you really are. Get the villain, right? Imagine. And imagine if all these masks start falling off because of the clever technologies that are out there. Like you think that's somebody and it's not. And it's like, wow, we were all... Imagine if that was... The joke was on us this whole time and we fell for it. We believed in it. We wanted to change, right? What if it wasn't real? That's what I keep on getting. It's like the mask falls off. It may not be just in a way of saying it. It may actually be literally, it falls off. And suddenly you're looking at a completely different person than you thought you were doing. And that is where the danger lies. But let me tell you that anywhere in this world where there is evil and corruption and lies being told, each one of them are going down, and it's going to be like a domino effect. And I believe it's almost completely finished. I really do. And we can go back to a better way of living, actually, than we were living before, because we're more grateful for it. You see? Something's taken away from you. You start to feel kind of grateful, like, or you wished you were more grateful for those things, right? And it keeps on coming up in these readings that we do with Nostradamus about the end of the masquerade. That's what it is. And the truth being revealed in more places than one. So not just one person saying, hey, oh, this is happening, because no one cares. When someone says that, they all think the person's nuts. So it's a group, it's a lot. It's too many to ignore, okay? And I really feel there's something that's been going on behind the scenes for some time. Legally, medically, socially as well. And at the same time also with media also, that eventually are just gonna, they just can't. I mean, they're already going through a phase right now where they can't keep their mouth shut any longer, and they start asking some pretty hard questions. Again, across the board. I don't care what you voted for or whoever it is. It's just across the board. It has to be that it was so much in our face we can't stand it anymore. And we will be grateful, you know, but the energy here is to be grateful right now. And that will pull forward what you're really looking for. Anyway, so many things. A quick connection with the unicorns right now. There's a Mother Mary influence. See, the feminine influence. Mother Mary and the unicorns are blessing you. Act on your soul purpose today. And prosperity is flowing towards you. Be open to receiving it. Right? There you go. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. I hope you will listen to this video. I hope you did listen to it all the way through. No, I do have a special reading deal on right at the moment. So the link should be in the comments. Okay. For you to go straight to it, or you can have a look at what else I have at the website. I've also discounted all of my readings as well, and just giving you guys a little bit of a treat. I will see you again really soon, and we'll be back for August readings coming up. Don't forget, patrons receive 10% off. Some of them receive 15% off as well, so pay attention to that. Oh my God, I can see one of the babies outside. Let me see if I can quickly get a picture of, not a picture, but take some film. Okay, right. Here we go. Now I can see you. I can see your butt. There you go. So there's Kurama. It's my son Corey's little pup. Let me see. Hi, Kurama. Isn't he adorable? Look. Hi. You can't really see me. There's Bibi. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, they know me. They know my voice. Good boy, Kurama. I was calling him Kunume for the longest time. It's the wrong word. There's Bibi. Good girl, Bibi. Uh-oh. What you got? Is there any more? Are there any more? I don't know if I can see any more. Hey. Oh, here comes another one. Hi, Luna. Hi. Hi, Luna. Hi. That's Luna. She's going to New Mexico. And we just cry every time we think about him going. Adorable. What you doing, Kurama? Alright, so there's only 2 of them out over here right now, but I did this on purpose so that they would come to my window. Alright, everyone. Sending lots of love. Many blessings. Bye for now. Bye.